Hi there, my name is Ryan Downey. I am the founder of Be in the Room and the Connection Agency. And today we are going to have a really fun conversation about women and women leaders and the things that we need to normalize as a society, as women, as a culture, as professional women, as to how we can continue to grow in our professionalism as leaders. So the first thing that we need to normalize as a society is women breadwinners. And the data is actually telling us that that is becoming more and more common. So back in 1960, I think it was maybe 3 or 4% of women out-earned their partners or their husbands. And now 50% of women earn the same, if not more, than their spouses, which is fantastic. That means that we are making huge headway. We are, the education that we are getting, the way that we are growing up, the way that we are showing up in the world is important, and it's being seen, heard, and recognized. But it's a conversation we need to continue to have, because on top of the idea of, yes, women are making more money, but what's also happening is the divorce rate of families where the woman out-earns the man is higher than families who don't. So we've normalized this idea of making money, but we haven't normalized it being okay in our relationship, which actually I believe, and this is my own personal opinion, that as women, it has a lot of women being afraid to be the women breadwinner, to out-earn their partner. What will they think, right? If they get an opportunity to be wildly successful, to out-earn their partner, to make more money, it's causing pause. Because what is going to happen in my marriage? What's going to happen outside of work if I continue to pursue myself professionally? So we need to normalize that this is happening, but we also need to normalize the conversation. The second thing that we need to normalize as women leaders is getting support. There is not a single successful woman out there who's kicking ass and taking names in her career or in her business who does not have some kind of support, whether it's at home, whether it's through a partner, whether it's free, whether it's paid, doesn't matter, that isn't getting some kind of support, and nobody's talking about it. So here we are on social media, scrolling through Instagram, watching women kick ass and take names, and not hearing them tell the story of the number of people that participate in their kicking ass and taking names. And while it shouldn't really be mandatory that we have to have this conversation, because it's been well known that successful men have always had a support system. They've always had a wife at home taking care of them, or doing things behind the scene, taking care of kids, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the home. But for some reason, as women, right, we're not as comfortable with that level of support. We're not comfortable talking about the amount of support that we actually have or do not have. So the conversation that is so meaningful to me to support is let's talk about how normal it is to have support. For me, for instance, my husband stays home with our kids. So he is the primary support. He is the primary parent. He does most of the cooking and the day-to-day running of our household. We have somebody who comes in and cleans for us. We use a really amazing meal service or in-home grocery service. So we have like our freezer full of food, fully stocked. But I have super supportive parents, super supportive in-laws. We have a lot of resources, and I know that my privilege is showing right now, but I have a lot of resources. So this idea that I'm running 2 companies by myself is crazy town. And the idea that I continue to do that and be the primary parent is also crazy, and not something that I claim to do. And I want to normalize that conversation. If you are still the primary parent and you want to be, or if you are still cooking and cleaning because you want to be, that's a completely different conversation than this is what I'm doing because I think that I have to, because I think that I'm not a good mom, or not a good wife, or not a good woman if I don't do these things that are so often associated with being a woman leader, or so often associated with being a woman in particular. So we're in this really weird place where like, hey, we're kicking ass and taking names professionally, but then we're worried, how does this look behind the scenes? How do I continue to live up to society's idea of stay-at-home mom or wife? And you're not, right? If you're kicking ass and taking names, you're not those things, and that's okay. But let's normalize the conversation of support. Let's normalize the conversation of not doing it all on our own, because we're not, we shouldn't be, and our male counterparts are definitely not doing it all without support, right? The third thing I want to normalize is being honest about who you are and what you want. So as a society, we have been prescribed a prescription for success. This is how you do it. This is how you become successful. This is how you achieve. This is how you win at life. And we have been told what to do. Go to college, graduate, get a degree, get a job, climb the ladder, and do it until you die, right? Which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, that one should choose a career at the age of 18 and do it for perpetuity. Like, that's crazy town. But what happens is when we veer off of that path, the people in our life don't like it. The people in our life do not like it. They don't like it. They don't understand it. They don't think it's safe. They don't think it's secure. They don't like it when you take risks. They don't like it when you change career paths. They don't like it when you change your mind. And in fact, if you do change your mind, you're flaky, you're flighty. There's all sorts of things wrong with you because you can't just stay on one path. Believe me, I know this is me. This is my entire life, right? But it is okay to be who you are and want what you want, period, end of. It is okay. to be who you are and want what you want, period, end of. And let's normalize that. You want to climb the ladder? Game on, do it. You want to start a business and be wildly successful? Do it. You want to start a business that makes a couple $100,000 a year and takes some pressure off your family? Do it. You want to start a business and build an empire? Do it. But can we normalize wanting what we want and going after it despite the judgment of other people? Because the judgment is coming. And frankly, they're judging you anyway. But right, can we normalize the idea that you want what you want? And it's okay to want it. It's okay to make it happen. It's okay to really, truly embody that and be really confident in, these are my desires. This is what I want. This is who I am. This is what I was put on the planet to do, and own that, because we are not taught to do that. Because if you don't fit in the box, if you don't do what you're told, if you don't do it the way the society says that you should, there's something wrong with you. And that's simply not true. So can we normalize that conversation? That it is okay to not want the version of success that society said that you should want? Can we do that, please? The fourth thing that I want to normalize for women is normalize your ambition. Normalize your ambition. Because remember, 1960, which at the time of this recording is 60 years ago, which is not that amount of time. Only 3% of women out-earned their spouses. Women weren't supposed to be ambitious, right? They were supposed to take home, have kids, stay home, have kids, and take care of their families, right? Like that's literally the success script for women, 40 or 60 years ago was completely different than it is today, which means that if you are an ambitious woman, you feel very alone in your ambition. Maybe you feel a little bit of guilt, you feel a little bit of shame, because what's wrong with you? Why can't you just be happy with status quo? Why can't you just be happy with what you have? I know that was my personal experience, right? When I woke up, as the director of sales for a digital agency with a 6-figure salary, having just built my dream home and thinking like, God, this can't be it for me. I felt so much guilt and shame in that moment. Because why could I not just be happy with what I had? How could I not just be okay with what looked successful on paper? And my ambition, my desire for more, my want for more, actually, I saw it as a bad thing for so long. But once I finally started embracing it, holy cow. Right? And I want to normalize embracing that ambition. If your desire is to be ambitious, to work, and you want to work, and you like working, and you're good at working, and it's an area in your life where you feel good and you feel confident and you feel strong, that is okay. And if you don't feel as good and as confident and as strong at maybe being a parent or being a mom or cooking, or like I always say, I'm not a Pinterest mom. Like my kid is not going to school on Valentine's Day with the perfectly made Valentine's box unless his dad or his sister makes it. Like, it's just not going to come from me, right? It's just not going to come from me. And that is okay. But so can we normalize that as women? Can we talk about, like, it's okay if you're not a Pinterest mom and you don't want to be a Pinterest mom? Your ambition is okay. Or maybe your ambition and the fact that you really like to work, and it's totally okay with you to work a lot of hours or to travel for your work or to do something that's demanding. Like, can we please just normalize ambition in women so we don't have to feel so much guilt and shame out of wanting it? The fifth thing that we need to normalize as women is asking for more money. Asking for more money. This is very specifically for my women in jobs. I want you to hear this one. Ask for more money. I promise you your male counterparts are, and I promise you the company that you work for has it. And if they don't, somebody else will pay it to you. And I know that's hard to say at the time of this recording. We're in a time in the world where we're told we're in a recession and all sorts of shenanigans are happening out there. But ask for more money. You are worth it. You are worth it. There's a very specific story where I know 2 women who work for similar companies doing similar work at a similar level of production. One woman is making 3 times what the other woman is making. 3 times, same work, same company, right? Why? Because one woman asked for more and they paid it. The proof was there. She was a badass at her job. She was doing it. She was worth that. But the other woman simply didn't ask. So can we please normalize asking for more money, whether it's in your job, whether it's in your business, whether it's in a bonus, whether it's more time off. I mean, there's a million and one ways to do this, but can we please normalize being okay with asking for more, not taking the more offer, the first offer, asking for being paid what the other people around you are being paid. Ask to be paid what the industry averages. Ask to be paid what your male counterparts are being paid. Ask for more money. Every time you get an offer, ask for more, ask for more, ask for more. Why? Because I promise you your male counterparts are doing it, and the company that you work for is counting on it. They have it budgeted. They have it planned for. I promise. I promise, promise, promise. What I'm going to do is actually break this up into 2 parts. I have a few more things that I want to normalize as women leaders, but I would love to hear from you. What conversations do you want to normalize for women that are seen as taboo, that aren't talked about, that are only discussed behind closed doors? What do you want to normalize for women? And I'll come back with part 2. See you next time.